Welcome to our Monday morning Bizrunner Live Plus support call, supporting all lines of sponsoring teams within our Enagic family. This call is an extension of the Enagic's Difference Makers Monday morning RI training call designed to help you and your team measure performance and move forward by focusing on the 5 skills that create success in the direct sales industry. Through the app Bizrunner, you're not only going to build your Enagic business, but you are going to be in a unique position to build a team of people who come together to motivate, support, encourage, and recognize the accomplishments of each other. So again, welcome to the call, Difference Makers. And I know we have, congratulations to last week's Rising Stars and Execute 90 enrollees. This has been an exciting call just to watch it grow. So don't forget just to keep reminding your team members and people that you know in Enagic to come on to this call, because this is how we're going to grow. So good morning, and let's go ahead and introduce, because guys, you all know our master, amazing trainer, Miss Nakima French and Miss Jenny Caraselli. So good morning, Nakima.
Good morning, Cherie. Oh, what a welcome this morning. It's so beautiful outside here in New York, right? It's so beautiful in New York that the dogs are barking. All right, guys. So good morning and welcome. Good morning, Ginny from Jersey. How are you?
Good morning. It is a stunning day. It's actually been a stunning weekend, so we are ready. I can't believe it's Monday again. It's another new week, guys.
I know,
Ready
right?
to rock.
It sure is. It's it's so important to be doing something of value in your life, because when you look at how the days run so quickly, right? Comes morning, up, down, it's done, up again, down. By the time you turn around, you're like close to 100 years old. And you want to know that you did something of value.
Holy smokes. My life insurance agent just said that to me.
Might be synergy here. You might be being told something, Jenny. So yeah, so we want to make sure that we're using each day, on the Difference Makers call. We just finished scroll number 5, and now we're going to be going on to scroll number 6. And scroll number 5 was, I will live this day as if it is my last. And how are you going to show up today? How are you showing up in your life? How are you showing up for your business? How are you showing up for the things that you say you want? So I'm not going to go into the regular PowerPoint today, because I want to spend some time, Ginny, 2 things. And one of them is just helping people to understand, get their minds wrapped around the 3 systems that we're using. That's one. And the second thing is moving your person through Bizrunner step by step, wanting you to learn how to think step by step. Because what we're doing is, as I work with people, we're trying to go from first step to the last step. And everything in between is getting left out. What do you think about that, Ginny?
Yeah, I gave an example one time when I was in algebra class in high school. It's like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And you had to write down all the steps that got you to figure that out. And I just went, I already know this. Like, why do I have to go through the little steps in between? But then when I got into Bizrunner, it made sense, because I was getting medals for adding people in and then follow-ups, or maybe presentation follow-up. I was skipping number 2 somehow. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to go through each of the numbers and express the importance of it and show how we actually establish where the person actually ends up in that circle.
Awesome. So guys, we're going to start right off from the beginning today. So the first thing I want to do, as I said before, I just want you to take notes, guys. And I really want, and I'm going to come back to you, and I want to make sure today that you do understand the systems that we're using and why we're using the systems, okay? So I'm going to start with the Execute 90 system. So I'm going to type it up on the screen here. Execute. I'm sorry, that's not how that's went. Okay, so E. So the Execute 90 system, and I'm going to use the word system because it's a system of keeping track, okay? So I'm going to say, let me go back here, and I'm going to put a dash here, and I'm going to say keep, let me put it easy. I would just say your to-do list. Okay, write that down. Or write down my to-do list. Let me put, instead of putting your, let me put my. My to-do list. That's the simplest way, all right? Now, this is really important because when you are in your business, Jenny, let me give you a co-host.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Gotta remind me sometimes. Okay, hold on. Let's go here. Let's get to Jenny. And there we have it. Thanks, Jen. Okay. All right. So let's get back to our whiteboard here. Okay. So I say your to-do list because in anything that we're doing, any goal that we're going after, it is important to have, once you establish what it is you want, then there are steps that you have to take every day, every week, every month, in order to make that, to meet the goal, right? It's your to-do list. So I want to call it my to-do list, right? So as my to-do list, it helps me to keep on track. The dash here keeps me on track. Okay. All right. So I want everyone to write that one down and think about it. Think about it. Understand what it is. So Execute 90 is your to-do list. It helps you to keep on track. It helps you to know what's happening in your business. And better yet, as I do a lot of spam calls these days with my team, it just really shows you guys where the problem is, what is not working as well as it should be working, the things you don't want to do. It shows you plain as day. You might tell yourself you're really good at something, but Execute 90 system and Bizrunner together will show you, including RI training, will show you where you may be falling short. All right, so that is one. That's the Execute 90 system. So when someone is new getting started in the business, you wanna, it's $6 a month or $60 for the year, but you want to make sure you get that. Because for those of you who are going through E90 right now, you see that you have a list of action items. Those are your income producing activities. So if you don't know what your income producing activities are and you're not getting involved in your income producing activities, then new people are going to be as shaky as you are, and you want everyone to be standing solid. What do you think about that, Jen?
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think as far as the price and the value, it's incredible. So I think that some people have questions about, well, RI training is $9.99 a month, Execute 90 is $60 for the whole year. Which one should I get? Or should I, you know, there's questions like that, like what should I do? Maybe address that.
Thank you. So guys, now all three systems are crucial to growing your business and to keeping you on track. There isn't any other systems are like this for our industry. So when you're first getting started, the Execute 90 system currently is on its own. It's by itself. All right. And again, I cannot stress enough, you need the system to get the recipe or the to-do list as to what needs to be done. Let me take it a step further. If you are an upline leader or mentor, when a new person comes into the business, there is much for them to learn. There's a lot for them to learn while they go out there and talk to people. And it's already overwhelming talking to people, especially if you're brand new in all of this. Talking to people if you've never spoken to people before, or, you know, even if you've been in the industry, you still need to walk the person through certain things about the business. All right, especially, excuse me, oopsie. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Ooh. All right, so especially the steps like your back office in your company or websites or product knowledge, industry knowledge. You don't have to be the one to teach them every last thing, but you have to at least know how to point the way as to where they need to go and what information they need to gather and where to find the information, right? Sometimes. So it's important for you to be able to have a list too as to where this person is so that I can help them to move forward. So the Execute 90 it's on its own in terms of payment. All right, so it's $6 a month or $60 a year. So I would say get this first. Just think about it. What do I need to do to grow my business? What steps do I need to take to grow my business? And Execute 90 is going to do that for you. So that's the first system. All right, Jenny, anything else on that one? Cherie, anything else on that one?
That's perfect.
That's good. Cherie, what about you? Anything on this one that you want to add? I'm sorry, I can't hear her. All right. She's probably unavailable. I can't see her right now. All right.
I had to go run somewhere real quick. I'm here. I could hear you. I was running, so I'll be right back. What was the question? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying anything about the Execute 90 system. We're just talking about keeping on track and helping our new people to keep on track so that everyone understands the steps and that this is the first one. And I thought since you weren't here, you don't have to answer the question.
No, but I do because I have been taking notes the whole time because this is very good to break it down to be clear. And also the 168 hour.
That too? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Cherie.
All right.
All right. The next thing on the list is RI training. Well, let me say, I'm going to say RI training. Let me start with RI training. RI training. Why is this important? So RI training, and you're taking notes, right? And I'm writing it like it's for myself. So RI training is my education on the skills needed to grow my business. Or the skills. All right, so this is really something here. Okay. So it's your education. It's where you go to get education. All right, education. Where are you going to know what questions to ask or how you're supposed to show up or what should I do or what questions should I be asking about my product, right? So you're going to get that inside of RI training. Now, RI training and Bizrunner goes together, all right? So once you sign up for RI training, you get Bizrunner. If you sign up for Bizrunner, you get RI training, okay? So you get a discount on this because you're rolling with us, okay? If you're rolling with us, you're gonna get a discount on it. It's $20 a month, but you're gonna get it for $9.98 a month, and it's worth every penny, all right? So it's your education system. I need to put the word system in there. All right, it's your education system. So I hope you guys are taking notes. A place that you go to keep up with all the skills that you need to develop, okay? Now, inside of your RI training, one of the things that Execute 90 is going to tell you to do is to do a PE profile. See why E90 is so important to be the first thing? Because one of the things it says for you to do is a PE profile. Now, once you do the PE profile, how do you fix the problems or the challenges that you may have or strengthen yourself in certain areas is by going into your training system, right? Okay, we got people coming in. Don't forget to mute yourself, guys. Help us out. Thank you.
Yeah.
So RI training is your education system on the skills needed to grow my business. And I'm saying my because when you write, I want you to write it as my so that you know where you are, okay? And you should have a notebook that you're keeping all of this in, because then you remember you're learning, each one of you here, you're learning not only for yourself. I want you to look at it through the eyes of a trainer. If you had to teach someone else how to do it, this is what you need to know to understand how to do it, okay? And the next thing here, the final thing here, which is why we're on today. Oopsie, we got somebody else coming on there, Miss Bernice.
Got Bernice.
All right, guys. So the next thing is your Bizrunner. So Bizrunner helps. This one helps you to keep track of your interactions. I know that's a big word. And when we say interactions, I think, you know, basically, you know, one word is interactions I can think about. All right. So basically interacting with someone else, right? So keep track of your interactions with your prospects, or I don't say prospects as we've learned, but potential customers and business partners. And I'm changing the word your to what? I. All right. So this is really important. How do you keep track? I mean, if you know what was said to you, it needs to be at your fingertips, what was said to you, so that you could write it down, what you promised, right? And where the person is in your funnel. We call it a funnel, your sales funnel. So your sales funnel has five income producing activities: prospecting or your names list, contacting, presenting, following up, and enrollment. So those are the 5 things. So these are the 3 systems. 3 systems. You can't really move forward without the other. All right? Something is always missing. You just kind of still. So when Execute 90 came out, I was like, this is so deep, because this is not only just a to-do list, it tracks how well you are doing what you are supposed to be doing. So performance, it tracks your performance, which is really important for us to understand. It helps you to see where the problem is, and then you have the RI training, which is going to help you to educate yourself on where you may be weak. And then your Bizrunner helps you to keep track, because it's our business. Our business is relationships, right? It's all about relationships. So it helps you keep your relationships on track. That's what I want to say. Keeps track of your relationships with your potential customers and business partners. Anything you want to add here, Ginny, before I move forward and just cover what Cherie wanted to just talk about for a second?
I loved the relationships, and that you're not calling everybody prospects all the time. You know, potential customers and business partners is much classier.
Thank you. All right. So guys, Cherie also just mentioned, Cherie, you said people are concerned or asking about what is a 168-hour schedule?
Yes, and real quick, when you were talking about the RI training, it's not just for yourself. So I had Dina at the house yesterday, right? And we were working. you're going to develop yourself, but if you don't share it with your team and develop them, you're not going to get to the dashes, because you cannot get there by yourself.
Thank
So
you
you
so
have to share with your team.
It's very important. It is, I cannot tell you, every day, every week in, week out, I'm so grateful for these systems, because
Yeah.
as I work with my own team, I'm watching new people take hold of their businesses without me having to drag them. They don't feel lost. At first, when they first get started, they're kind of like, but then to watch them like get up on their feet and start to move forward is really very important. All right. So guys, let's continue here. So the Execute 90 system is your to-do list to keep you on track. Now, inside of that system, it's all about performance, and it also helps you about organize yourself, right? So you're trying to organize yourself. You're trying to say, okay, what do I need to do? When do I need to do it? How much hours do I have put aside for my business? So it goes, the model is, and I'm going to put it here for those of you who are taking notes. So the model of Execute 90 is dream, execute, measure. So it's what it is you want, right? Execute and measure. Now, I just want everyone to just understand it starts with, and I say this every week, and I want you guys, everyone who's on here, you should be on Saturday listening to the orientation on E90, because it just really we break it down for you why it's important to work with your team and not by yourself, and how to do that. So dream, execute, measure is the model for Execute 90. So let me put the word model in front here. One second here. I don't know. I just have what do you call it? An aversion to my glasses, guys. I don't know what it is with me and these glasses. I don't want to wear them. Yeah. All right. So the model is dream, execute. No, not ream, but dream. Dream, execute, measure. All right. And then inside of the Execute 90 system, Clay has put in there some needed tools. So this is why we tell you get the system, because in the system has these tools that's available to you. It's not just click, click, click. It's going to be, there's tools. And one of the tools that's really super important is your 168-hour schedule, right? 168 schedule. We call it your map. Okay, it's 168-hour. All right, so 168-hour map. And why is this important? MAP, we call it M for master, and the A for action. And action, and the last one is P for plan. And this is how you get control of your time. It's actually a really, I'm gonna use it, old slang. It's a really dope, awesome document. It's a spreadsheet that you just have to click in your income producing activities and your whole life, not just your business, your whole life. Spend enough time with your family. It tells you how much time you have set aside for your family, how much time you have set aside for your business. It shows you everything to make your whole life work. And all it's a click of the button. You just have to sit down for a few minutes and put it together. So if you want to do the business, one of the things is helping people to get your team to create a master action plan for themselves. Let me see, we got somebody going on here.
Got it.
Yeah,
Done.
thank you. Yeah, so to help your team and yourself move forward is how do you make your whole big life work? And right now, the country is slowly opening back up, right? This is the time to get yourself your master action plan. If you've been locked down, you should put it together and create a routine for yourself. Now, even when things open back up and you go back out to work, the master action plan also includes if you have a job. So you now know what to say yes to, what to say no to, because you have a 168-hour master action plan. All right, and so we cover all of this in the Execute 90 training, but I wanted to dig in here and help you with clarification here. So what I'm going to do is stop here, come back, and I'm going to ask if anyone have any questions on this, and that I can answer it, and then move on to the next topic for today. So and guys, we would love for you guys to if you could turn on your camera and come on, that would be great, because when this is recording, if everyone's camera is off, it's like it records only the people who were here. So it looks like we're talking to ourselves if we record it, right? People can't see that right now there's 34 of you on here this morning, 34 of us on here this morning. So having your camera on is a way to engage yourself in your business. Take it seriously, because when you turn off the camera, you're kind of like you're disengaged. But when you're on camera, you're engaged. You're like, okay, I have to take my notes. You're here, you're present. So we want to encourage you to work towards turning on your camera every time you get on one of these calls. Now, if you have distractions going on in the background, I'd say, you know what, keep your camera off, okay? So any questions about what I've gone over regarding the 3 systems and how to use it to help someone move forward? All right, don't forget to unmute yourself. And if I don't get anyone saying anything on it, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. All righty. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Yes.
Question. Cannot believe.
I'm sorry, what did you, oh, it was Beverly. Go ahead, Bev. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to be quiet, but I just can't help myself. Yeah, so I just love the explanation that you're helping new people. Their question is, why do I need all this? And so I love the way you broke it down. And really, the main thing is it helps us to keep on track and keep moving forward in our business and be able to help someone else.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Thank you so very much, Beverly. And if I don't know, if a person is having difficulty understanding this, I don't know, because there's no other way to move forward. You can move forward. People do it, but they still create a plan. They create a plan and they move through it systematically. So this is a way to help you look back. If someone asks, because now I track everything. I track everything. I'm always looking for something new to track. So tracking is really valuable to growing your business. So now I don't do anything. If I do a call, I am tracking from week to week how many people are coming on the call. All right. We're not eating salt we're stopping, no salt, no added salt into our meals, no added salt. So how do we check that? How do we know? The body has to tell us. But how do we let the body know? Got to get yourself a blood pressure monitor. So we monitor, we check. What is it like before? What is our blood pressure like before we eat? What is it like after we eat? How long is it going to take for us? So we track now because it's so valuable. You get information about what you are doing to move yourself forward. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to move on to the next topic. All right. And that is, I want to really clarify this morning the moving of a person from through your funnel, right? It's a funnel, your sales funnel. So I want you to think about your Bizrunner as your sales funnel. All right. Let's see. LES funnel. So if you're taking notes. All right, if you're taking notes, I want to encourage you to write down what I'm putting down, not just take a picture of it. Because when you write things down, there's a connection between your brain and your fingers on your brain, right? And it's an active writing something down or drawing it out like you're in class. Remember when we were in school, we had to take notes, right? Get yourself back in the habit of taking notes because it really helps you to remember the information. So remember, we have 5 circles. And the goal that we're after is to move the person from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here. All right? So these are the 5 income producing activities. All right? So I'm going to, so whenever you hear me talk about income producing activities, know that I'm talking about what's inside of your Bizrunner. And we'll talk about why we take it over into E90, okay? So income producing activities. All right? So this is what's your 5 income producing activities right here for you, okay? All right. So now that we have that, now we want to move the person from circle number 1 to circle number 2. That happens simply by you going into Bizrunner, and I recommend you don't transfer over, right? So you upload these names into your Bizrunner from your phone. You don't transfer over 50 of them into Bizrunner. Because if you did that, now it's 50 people that you have to deal with, right? So it's best to move them over incrementally. So let's say you're making, depending on how much time you have dedicated to building your business, it's important to move over the appropriate number of people that you know you can deal with per day. So let's say you're doing 5 people per day, you move them over from your phone into your contacting circle. And how do we do that? I'm just going to click on this button here. Let me see if it'll allow me to do it. All right, so let me click on this button here. I think everything will stay on the screen. So let me come out, stop share, and go back in again, because then everything will remove from its screen, okay? So I'm gonna come in here, and you have on the circle number 1, you have all your lists. Remember we went over that. Contacting queue, presenting queue, follow-up queue, and enrollment. I'm on my computer right now, and your computer and your phone has the same information. All you have to do is log into your Bizrunner on your computer, and whatever you do in it on your computer will sync to your phone, okay? So remember that, and vice versa, okay? So here is your unsorted imported names list are the people that you brought into your app from your phone, okay? So I'm gonna do here, unsorted imported names this is not the one that has the names. Probably this is not, but anyway, this is where all of your lists are. So let me do a stop share here, guys. I have to open up another Bizrunner because this one does not have the names. Hold on. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna hit my log out. All right, and then I'm gonna go here. And I'm just gonna go to, I swore this was it. Let's see. Log in. All right. Okay, so let's go back in and see. So circle number 1. And I go to unsorted imported names. Ha! Where did I upload it? I uploaded it somewhere. Let me see. All right, so let me see. I can't remember where I put it. Let me see. Hold on. Big John, Bill Gates. All right, unsorted imported names. All right, let me try another list. Thanks for your patience, guys. I'm going to go back and log out, and I'm just going to select a different account here. Let's try. Did I put in RI difference? Let's see. All right. And then let's go to circle number 1 and see if my lists are there. I know I uploaded a list somewhere. Here it is. It is here. All right. I created a fake list. So this is my face link. Okay. So on this list here is a list of all the different types of people, okay, that you uploaded from your phone, okay? It's a fake list, and I uploaded it from the phone. So if you want to move a person over, all you do is click on their name. And when you click on the name, it says enroll as a customer, enroll as a distributor, or ready to contact. So when you say ready to contact, everything it says right here, Jim Rohn was moved to contacting queue. All right, so now that you have that, let's do a stop share. You go over back to your home screen. And when you go back to your home screen, you've just moved that person over into your contacting queue. You're saying, I'm ready to contact this person. Now, Bizrunner will not give you credit for the person being moved over into just saying, okay, I'm ready to contact does not give you, not gonna give you a point for contacting. You haven't done it yet. So if I go under here, let me get my pointer here. I'm taking my time here, guys. I'm gonna slow myself down. I'm gonna click on this here. And here it says Jim Rohn, right? So under my medals, it's showing me that I've added a new person to my names list. All right, and that is Jim Rohn. So this is the first person, but I haven't done anything with Jim Rohn. So now I'm gonna click on Jim Rohn's name, and now that I've opened up Jim Rohn, in order to move Jim Rohn to the next step, I'm contacting. There's two reasons to contact. Write this down because I've been giving you guys how to do this. And that the first contacting should be contacting. I call them relationship building. Relationship building calls. All right. So your relationship building calls has nothing to do with your business. No talk about product, no talk about anything. What is going on with the person? All right. So that's one reason to call them. And the second reason to call them is to invite. All right. Invite them to an event. I want you to take this, and remember, step by step, right? So contact for two reasons. First one, relationship building calls. What is going on with the person? Where are they in their life? How are things going on for them? Put aside your business and all of that. Find out what people want more of or less of. Now, once you find out that, give a call back at another time and say, I was thinking, if you're really interested in helping people, if you're really interested, you'd be willing to do this. And if you have something that can help them, then you invite them to an event. But if you're not willing to find out what it is they want, and you're just trying to just get a sale, you will keep losing. You'll keep butting your head against the wall over and over again, okay? So invite them to an event. So in here, Jim Rohn, action taken, all right? So action taken, you have to come in here and say what's going on, all right? So action taken, you've got to say, what is it? Did you make a phone call? Did you send a text message? Did you meet in person? Did you send an email, social media post, right? Did you leave a voice message, send a card? Well, they took out the send a card. So for now, these up here, I'm sorry, we got a lot going on, Jenny. Yeah. All right. So
No, that was.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to tell Bizrunner what action you took. It's very important. So let's say you met in person, and a video conferencing is also meeting in person. All right. So met in person. It says here met in person, the time, the date that you met in person. Now the result of contact, please write this down. The first three, schedule a presentation, gave a presentation, or enroll in my business. These are the three that will move the person to the next queue. All right. These three here. These three answers, if you answer any one of these, it will move them to the next queue. If you say you scheduled a presentation, it's going to put them in the presentation queue. If you said you gave a presentation by sending them a video that they agreed to watch, then you gave a presentation, or rather you scheduled a presentation, and once you've talked to them with the video and you've ascertained that they did indeed watch the video, then you take the point. I gave a presentation, and number 3, enrolled in my business. Now, I don't usually use not interested at all, because we know that it's all about relationships. So I don't, unless the person say, unless I did a really terrible job and the person says to me, Nikema, I never want to hear about this ever again, then I will put not interested at all, okay? Check back in a week is just really scheduling another time to contact the person, so it will not move the person forward. Scheduling contact, all right, again, will not move the person forward. Other result will not move the person forward. Only these 3 here, scheduled presentation, gave presentation, and enroll in business, will move the person to the next queue. So I'm going to do a stop. Any questions, concerns, or comments, or anyone who needs clarification on what I just reviewed here? I'm going to sing.
Nikema?
Yes.
Good morning. I wanted to ask, like, when a person came in and you was working previously with them, but they did not complete, can you still enroll them in your, like in your queue, when they already did, you already did all the work, the presentation or the video, can you enroll them if you're taking this course? Because you already did the work, so I'm just asking, could you put the people that you've done, you have to put all the information in, but then you go straight to enrolled into your business.
Okay, so all right, so what I think I'm hearing you say is that if you have a person that you've already done the business and they've already purchased, can they be enrolled as a distributor or customer inside of Bizrunner? Is that the question? Okay, remember? All right, so just hold that question right there for a second. And I'm just gonna ask everyone about what I have on the screen here before I move it. Does everyone understand what I just reviewed here?
Yes.
All right, thank you, John. Okay, so yes, Miss Rebecca?
I have a question now. She sort of touched on this. If you have a person that you really, put into Bizrunner, but you messed up on these 3 steps, this kind of stuff, and they're still there, but they're not being given credit for giving a presentation, can you go back and correct that?
Okay, so same thing. So you're saying, so she has where if I have a person who's already a business builder or already enrolled in my business, can I now move them into Bizrunner? That's one.
This is a contact. They're not enrolled in anything. They're just, I introduced them, but I plugged them into the wrong place and they're not moving.
Okay, so they are a contact. They're still currently a contact.
Okay.
So if they're still currently a contact, then they're right where they need to be. You just have to move them forward by either scheduling a presentation, giving a presentation, or enrolling them in your business.
I gotcha. That's good.
Right? So you need to, in order to do that, you need to click on result of contact inside of their profile. So result of contact, when you click on it, scheduled a presentation, gave a presentation, or enroll in my business, these top 3 are the ones that will move the person into the next appropriate queue.
Right.
All right. So that is for result here. Now let's select in this case, let me do a stop share here, and I'm gonna come back to your question there. Let me do Adenike's question just to remind her one more time. So Adenike, for your question, if you have a person, are they already in Execute 90 or are they on your phone?
Oh, she's muted. Denike, you're muted.
They already in my contacts, but I didn't enroll them like I didn't enroll them as a distributor.
Okay, so let's say that it's on your phone contact, or are they on your unsorted imported names list that you uploaded into Bizrunner?
Yes.
So if they're there, then what you want to do again, you click on the button here, and it's going to ask you, what do you want to do with the person? One of them
Okay.
is enroll them as a distributor.
Okay.
So it won't give you credit for it as a new distributor. It'll just enroll them as part of your team. Does that make sense?
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. I'm glad you got that. All right, make sure I'm staying on time here, guys. All right, oof, time is good. So let me go back now. Thank you for the question, Adenike. So now let's look at someone in the contacting queue. I have Frank John. So if I click on Frank John, it says here, right, result of contact, right? So let's say I met in person and I scheduled a presentation. And I said the presentation is for today and it's going to be at 5 p.m. And then we're gonna hit, okay, okay. And then we're gonna hit done. Okay, and then done. All right, so that's scheduled. Now, if I go back, this is Frank John. All right, if I go out, I hit save. Once I hit save, don't forget to let me get my pointer here. You have to hit save. It's very important to hit the save button. Once you hit save, boom. And now you go back to your home screen. You can do it from the top or the bottom, whichever you want. Which circle will I find him? Because remember, he was in my contacting queue. And so he should be in my presentation queue. If I go in here, sorry, it says here contact. You know what? Let me back up here. Let me digress. Guys, take a look at what happened here. I had Jim Rohn in, one contact, but I had Frank John already in my Bizrunner. And I've scheduled an appointment. So it's gonna give me a point for the contact that resulted in a yes. Or it can also be a no. The no would be if the person says not interested at all, then that would count as a no. But contacting that resulted in a yes or no will show up here. It doesn't say anything about presentation because the presentation was not completed yet. It was only scheduled. So I want to make sure you understand that you will not get credit for presentation, not for scheduling a presentation. You only get credit for presentation once it's completed. All right. So you're going to get credit for the yes or no. So if I click here and I go back in, it changes to result of presentation because Bizrunner said, okay, you schedule an appointment. What happened after the presentation? That's what it's saying. So now once you're gonna select here, let's go over and see what our options are for this one. Our options are if the person rescheduled a presentation, can't make it today, let's do it this day. They enrolled in your business, scheduled a follow-up, not now, follow-up in a week, not now, specify when, send more information. All right, so no, these here is going to move the person into, if you said reschedule a presentation, they stay in the presentation queue because you haven't presented to them yet. Enrolled in your business would move them straight into circle number 5. Scheduling a follow-up. After the presentation has been completed, Bizrunner will move the person into the follow-up when you select schedule follow-up. It will move them also into the follow-up queue. If you say not now, follow up in a week. Move them into the follow-up queue. Not now, specify when. When is it that it's going to be good now? Call me in 3 months. It'll put the person in the follow-up queue. Send more information. It will put the person into the follow-up queue. So the result of the presentation, if the person does not buy your product right away or enroll in your business right away as a customer or business partner, it will always, all of these answers here will move the person into the follow-up queue. The no-show is going to be basically when are you rescheduling. Your job now, if they no-showed, is to call. They stay in the presentation queue until you've completed the presentation. So if they no-show, your job is just to rebook the presentation. Keep on inviting them back. All right? So they're going to stay there. Not interested, of course, will move the person into, I think it also moves the person into the follow-up queue. So that way you, because you've already presented to them, so you will, when are you going to follow up with this person down the road somewhere in life? You're going to follow up again, okay? And other result is if I use this whenever I receive information from the person, I use the other result for that. So just wanting you to understand that under the presentation queue, the result of the presentation, your options, these options are going to move the person into the follow-up queue. All right? So does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
So this is, you see how powerful this is? Why the steps are so important? You have to answer the question, what was the result? What was the result of meeting with the person? And then based on your answer, it will move the person to the next queue. But if you don't answer the question and you try to go, if you enroll the person right away, that's fine. But it's usually contact, present, follow up, and then enrollment. All right. So it is now 8:52. I'll take about 2 biggest takeaways.
Well, you have, and Bernice just went off mute, so they might have a takeaway or a question. I'm not sure.
Okay, so before that, Bernice, everyone, please write down, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. I will post this recording there. And guys, listen, I don't post all recordings because people don't watch the videos. I go in and see how many people watch videos, right? And sometimes I don't post it because I'm like, so probably it's my fault. I'm not telling people to subscribe. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nikima French, Nikima. You see my name on the screen, FRENCHE, Leadership is Solutions. You'll see it there. And just subscribe. So whenever I post a new video, it'll alert you and say, okay, she just posted a new video. Go check it out. All right? And also put your thoughts there. You know, I let people write their thoughts. I'm not afraid of people's thoughts. It's okay. All right? Okay. So who has Bernice had a big takeaway? Or was it someone else, Jenny?
Rebecca Saunders is off mute. Rebecca, she always looks like a little angel on Zoom. You too.
Oh, thank you. No, this was just so great. This summary, you know, is so good just to go back and pull everything together because, you know, through the years you get bit by bit, you know, and it's hard when you know, see the small parts, you don't see the big picture. But this was great. This was just a great idea to pull it together. That's why I want to go back and watch it again because it's really good. Really good.
I'll make sure it's uploaded so that you can review it. All right. Anyone else? Thank you so very much, Ms. Rebecca. Biggest takeaway, guys, before I move the time on to Sherry. Yes, Miss Audrey.
So I have really been doing my best to get into this stuff. And I'm doing, okay, wait, let me remember which is the one that gives me the recordings. RI training. And at first I thought when I went to either my red lines or the yellowy or whatever, that I only looked at one of the clicky things. There's about 6 things you can look at: the video, the audio, and all this. I am learning so much from Clay Stevens. I really want to give props to what those learning things are. So it's helping me. And I'm reading stuff on our website, and I am finally again in touch with my quote sponsor, who's helping me get the information that I simply didn't have and wasn't in the website. So let me just tell you, in my opinion, this stuff is working, and I'm extremely grateful. Thank you so very, very much.
You're welcome, Miss Audrey. Oh my goodness, I see your medals and everything, and you're digging in. She's not playing, guys. She is not playing, okay? And you guys may say, Miss Audrey, I love you when I say this. You guys may say Miss Audrey's a mess, but she's a great mess. She's awesome.
It's because it's this hour in the morning. I'm not put together.
No, I'm not talking about that kind of mess. I'm just talking about, you're just like, you're so big and just awesome, Miss Audrey, and the work that you're doing. Congratulations on digging in and moving yourself forward. Great job. All right, who else would like to go?
I'd like to say something. Good morning. My biggest takeaway is this: RI University is my education system to learn the 52 critical skills needed to learn how to improve myself, build a team, and become a leader. Thank you.
All right, loving it. Great.
Amen to that.
Put it down in your own words. It's really important that you put it down in your own words. So Cherie,
That's so good. And you know what? The way that we will know what we gathered from today is to make this an expression to someone else. Talk to someone else and describe what these 3 systems are, and you will know what you got from it. And if it's clear to them when you talk about it, there you go.
Awesome. So I'm going to pass the time on to Cherie to take us through our announcements. I'm putting it up on the screen now, Cherie.
All right.
All right, and we can get.
That was great, June.
Very, yes.
Thank you, Cherie.
Yeah, because I look at it like that. Somebody said the other day they were going to, oh, I want to go out and I want to become this or do that with their business. And I said, you have to develop your skills. And we have the system.
Yes.
The university.
The university. Yes, I love it. Okay, so guys, this evening there's going to be the Execute 90, how to get the most out of it, what Nakima was saying. And she also is posting a picture of Nakima, Terry Jahal, Clay Stevens, and Patty Nugent. Share that with your team. Get them on. You want to share it. So it's Monday evenings, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, e90master.com. This is very, very good course, and it's free. And then we have Wednesdays. So with the E90 Master, you go to e90master.com with Clay Stevens. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And then on Wednesdays, we have Why Own a Personal Franchise. Break it down. Why own a home-based business? What, people are out of work. Reach out to people. People are not happy with their other places that they're in and whatever business that they're doing, or they want to build their business. This is a safe place to come and bring your. There was 67 people on the call last week. There's going to be guest speakers on this call. And this is every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is 8 Central. And at zoom.us 273-886-555. And then on Saturdays is how to create predictable residual income. Every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central Time, and that's zoom.us 273-886-555. Free events, guys. Get yourself and your team on the call. Thank you. And then the next call we have coming up On Mondays, it's RI training. And today is on listening.
And we got June Brown is the one who's presenting today. So make sure to get your team on the line. We got June Brown talking about listening today, guys. So great job, everyone. I'll post the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get a ding as to what we're doing. All right. Love you guys and make it a great week.
Thank you.